What really gets my dick hard is
what?
We've got a bone to pick with these two. You know, it's called
Black Album.
It's called Black Album. Now, where did the idea come from to do an all-black album, Metallica representatives?
To me, it's sort of an underhanded left-wing tribute.
It's an homage dressed up as a...
Or a homage.
As a woman.
Or a homage, yeah.
Dressed up as a woman, yeah.
It was meant as a homage.
Well, I'll tell you something, if it had been a really piss-poor album, then we would have gotten right ticked off, you know.
Because they would have thought it was art.
It was a decent album, didn't sell badly, so we figured, we took it as a tribute. No, it's got a grey snake, it's got the name of the band on it too. I mean,
well, I know
you can't
that.
miss.
I've seen it.
If we had done that, we might have sold more copies.
Well, we can't be snakes, we're not them.
Snake.
Well, and the name Metallica might have helped. Yeah.
Welcome to Metal Up Your Podcast. I'm Ethan Luck.
And I'm Clint Wells.
And this is episode 27, where Clint and I are going to go through the Metallica album covers and rank them number 1 to number 10.
This will probably be our most controversial episode.
I think you're right. I think it will, but I think it's necessary to go through and rank these. You know, we're not necessarily going in depth on the artists that created the covers. However, we can't let this day pass without at least acknowledging the great artwork that has graced the Metallica album covers over the years.
Yeah, and it is worth mentioning. We've talked about it a little bit before, but their artwork does stand out amongst metal bands because it's not overly like death. You know, it's not like the Iron Maiden like demons and haunting evil metal shit. Well, several of their albums have super iconic artwork, and they're just like Metallica. They sort of like stand on their own, you know.
Yeah, I think they stand the test of time. I mean, there's, I think when you and I go through our top 10 lists, it'll be, pretty telling which ones do stand the test of time, and we have yet to find out if more recent ones do.
Yep, true. So before we jump into that, I'm adjusting my microphone here, which, by the way, I'm here in the safe confines of Metal Up Your Podcast HQ2. Where are you today?
That's right. I'm in Bucharest, Romania.
Wow.
I've never been to Romania before. Most of the guys I tour with have not, and it's pretty rad. It's interesting. When I've been walking around the last 2 days, it feels like South America. Like there's a lot of Or it feels like Russia, which I'm not far from. There's a lot of buildings that are just not in good shape, like they haven't kept up with the maintenance on them, and there's graffiti everywhere.
Yeah, I'm shocked to hear that the infrastructure of Romania is not top notch.
Well, it does give you the impression right away that, like, okay, is this unsafe around here?
Right.
And not just graffiti, just the condition of the buildings and stuff. But but amongst that, it's this beautiful city. People have been very friendly. I've not felt unsafe whatsoever. I am getting quite a few stares because I think just all the tattoos I have on my arms, nobody gets that style of tattooing here.
You're exotic. You're the exotic bird over there.
Oh man, and I have I've spread my wings and I'm soaring through Romania right now.
The best thing about Romania, though, has got to be that you're just a short walk to the old Jersey Shore there.
Oh man, the Jersey Shore is so close, and I think Snooki is doing a DJ set later on tonight. I might go check out.
Cool.
No, it's been cool here, and one of my favorite parts, which I texted you earlier about when I went to go buy a bottle of vodka to do this episode. I got a bottle of vodka called Stalingrad. It's a Russian vodka, I assume, and it was only $5.35 in U.S. money.
Yeah, I wonder why all their buildings are crumbling.
I have no idea.
Okay, so here's the deal. Which, by the way, as I was just sitting here, I just got a notification that I bought the VIP show poster from my show, and I just got the notification that
nice.
It shipped. It's pretty expensive. It was $80, but
oh wow,
it's really cool.
Is there a limited number?
Yeah, it was limited. I think they're limited to 50, and it's this like death magnetic looking coffin with 2 skeletons inside of it.
That's cool.
So I'm going to frame it and put my Snake Pit Pass in it and everything hanging up in my studio.
Oh, dude, that'll be a great thing too. Did you saved your Snake Pit wristband?
I sure did. It was like about to fall to shreds by the end of the show because it was so wet. Another thing that we just got our koozies in yesterday. We got a bunch of Metal Up Your Podcast koozies.
Ooh, exciting! You haven't even told me this yet.
Yep, I was saving it for the show.
Do you have one wrapped around your beer right now?
I actually don't. Here, hold on.
Yeah, you'd need to get okay. Well, Clint's grabbing a koozie.
I'm doing it right now.
You've probably heard us talk about it before. We are getting merch and all this stuff. We're going to kind of unveil a lot of this merch at the Detroit show.
The grand unveiling.
The grand unveiling of the koozies.
Das
Koozies. So yeah, if you come to the Detroit show, we're going to have a lot of stuff for really cheap, or we might just throw it out. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows what we're going to do. It's going to be kind of we don't even really know. We got stickers, koozies, battle patches, guitar picks. I think we have another thing that I'm leaving out. Anyway, we'll have all that shit in Detroit. It'll be fun. Here's the deal. We're going to do a pick contest. If you guys don't know what it is, if you leave us a positive review on iTunes, we will send you some of this free stuff. Might be a koozie, might be a sticker. It's traditionally been some Metal Up Your Podcast guitar picks. And you leave us the review, I read your username, and then we send you this free shit. All you got to do is email us at metalupyourpodcastshow@gmail.com with your name and address and pick contest in the subject, and we'll send it to you. Our winners this week are King Diamond 03, The Hatest, Brad Blazik, which I already gave Brad his stuff, but I wanted to mention his name. He was my St. Louis homie. And Skinny Benz. They are our weekly pick contest winners.
Skinny Benz.
Skinny Benz. You all have just won a date with Dave Mustaine. Hello, pick contest. Meet the real pick contest winners.
Oh, nice to meet you.
I watched some kind of monster again last night.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
I was drinking, and it's funny when you watch it and you're like as big a fan as we all are, and I was like kind of drunky sensitive. Like every little facial expression or like eye roll, I was just reading in so much stuff into everyone in the band. Like, oh, it was like opening up
right there.
It was opening up like a pop-up book. I was like, I'm seeing it all now.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to do the same thing here on tour. I've watched it so many times, but I'm never opposed to watching it again.
Yeah, well, it's the documentary that keeps on giving.
It really is. Moving on real quick, our social stuff. As you know, you can just search Metal Up Your Podcast on pretty much anything and find us. But, we're on Facebook. Instagram is Metal Up Your Podcast. Twitter is Metal Up Your Cast. Email us anytime. That's the best way to get a hold of us, metalupyourpodcastshow@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show financially, you can go to patreon.com/metalupyourpodcast. And this week we have a new patron, and it is Curse. Curse
what
with
up,
a K.
Curse? Thank you, Curse.
Thank you for the support. We really appreciate it.
It makes all that fun stuff we just talked about possible. These koozies and shirts and the banner and all that stuff. So very grateful to all you who are patrons of the show.
And hopefully soon we'll be paying our mortgages. So
yeah, or buying some bling. Daddy needs a new pair of golden shoes.
Yeah, I need to replace the golden toilet in my bathroom. It's getting a little messed up. So.
It'll get a little tarnished.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I buy solid gold tarnish too. So
right.
It's varnish, and I can clean it up and stuff. So
yeah, I used the first batch of our Patreon money to buy the gold toilet, but I didn't do the 24 karat. I didn't really treat myself. I think the next time around it's really going to be different.
You should definitely treat yourself next time. It's so worth it. Trust me.
Cool. All right. We're going to do our 10 emails, and we get these really awesome emails every week. We can't read all of them. We choose 10 of them. And I did want to give a quick shout out to Chris Marshall, Laurie Laker, and Christopher Yurgis, who kind of they went to see the Worldwide tour in various cities and wrote to us kind of in detail their whole experience. We obviously can't read all of that. We all, Ethan and I read it personally, but we can't read it on the show. But I just want to say thanks to those dudes for taking the time. We love hearing everyone's Metallica stories. Yeah,
we really appreciate that. I got a kick out of reading it and just hearing someone else's experience now that you and I have both gone to shows. And again, we'll get to do it here in less than a month in Detroit.
Yeah, I can't get enough of it, man. I'm in deep. I know you are too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Our first email comes from Alex Finney. He says, "Wow, I started listening with the St. Louis episode because I was there. I have PTSD listening to your show because the expected ridiculously vile comments from haters aren't here. The parlance of our times. You have created a safe space for us lovers of Metallica. Thank you for that. You guys do a great job with the production and representing your passion for the band. I'm a 49-year-old who's been with the band since Puppets, and they've been my favorite since. Keep up the fantastic work. Again, I thank you. Metal up your arse."
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. It's always good to. It's weird, like when you talk to people who were at your show that you went to, even if you never saw them, even if they were in a completely different part of the show, you sort of feel connected to them, because we shared this experience.
You really did.
All right.
All right, our next email comes from Jose Gomez. Hey guys, big fan of your show. I like how your show posts on Mondays, which to me is a good way to start the week. I enjoyed the latest episode on the Load album, as that is the album that made me a Metallica fan for life. It shows that they're not just a thrash band, but amazing musicians in general. I just saw the band in San Antonio, Texas, the third time seeing them, and they sounded amazing. Probably the best I've ever heard them in years. Even the Hardwired song has got a lot of love, which shows that the band has truly created an album that can hold its own with the rest of their catalog. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to the inevitable episodes on Some Kind of Monster and James Hetfield. Well, yeah, I think first of all, Some Kind of Monster episode is destined to happen fairly soon. We've talked about it way too much.
Yeah, I agree.
And you just watched it last night, so.
I just watched it last night. Yep.
Well, Jose, thanks for writing in, and feel free to shoot us another email and tell us about your whole experience at the San Antonio show.
Yep, thanks, dude. Appreciate that.
I think in this email you did give us some notes, but if you want to elaborate on stuff, please do.
Yeah, sorry, I think I just interrupted you there because you're kind of cutting in a little bit. You may want to edit me out during that part.
Maybe I will.
Okay, maybe I will. Maybe I fucking won't. John Sperm writes, hey guys, well, it finally happened. You talked about my favorite Metallica album. He's talking about Load. Great show. I thought your review was pretty well balanced and fair and interesting to hear some love for an album that is much maligned in the Metallica world. Far too much of people's thoughts on the album focus on the imagery, haircuts, fluffy white jackets, etc., rather than the music. This for me is Metallica at their most experimental, and I love it. I very much agree. He goes on to say, just a couple of points I wanted to raise. It's definitely not Jason Newsted on BGV's on King Nothing. Jason only appeared vocally on covers, most notably Die, 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 My Darling, and Killing Time. Well, that may very well be the case for King Nothing, but it's definitely Jason singing the BGVs on The Outlaw Torn.
Yeah, I agree.
On the See Me, Save Me, that's definitely Jason Newsted. He goes on to say, it is indeed slap bass on the breakdown of Cure, which good call, Ethan called that.
I knew it.
He says, I have the tab book and remember raising an eyebrow at that side of the notation. They even notated it in the tab book. Slap at the bass here.
Yeah, start slapping the bass.
So once again, great show. Love your passion, your humor, your geekdom, and that you love Metallica. Cheers from Cardiff, Wales, UK, New Jersey.
New Jersey. I like it. That's become a thing now. People are catching on.
Yeah. It's the New Jersey thing. Well,
it totally is. Our next email comes from Blair Toms. Hey, Clint and Ethan. Huge Metallica fan in a small town of 500 people in Saskatchewan, Canada. I have been to Saskatchewan.
I have too. I've played in Saskatoon.
Yeah, me too. Saskatoon, where there's a lot of hotels with indoor water slides.
Oh, I did not remember that.
I stayed in a hotel that had an indoor water park because it was in the wintertime. You have nothing else to do, I guess, and it was so much fun, especially when you bring a bottle of whiskey down to the water park. Anyways, I discovered the podcast a month ago and have been an avid listener since, and I'm all caught up in the episodes and look forward to the next one. As many others have stated, it's really great having an outlet for my Metallica love, as they have been my favorite band since I stole the Reload album from my brother's car in the late 90s after him showing me the song Fuel. My brother passed in 2001, and Metallica has been a part of my life ever since. They've sort of been the connection between my brother and I. Every time I hear a song, I think of him, and now he's the reason I found out they existed, and that will forever hold a place in my heart. Keep up the awesome work, Clint and Ethan, and all the way from the Great White North. Man, what a great story.
Yeah, very cool.
There's, you and I both, I know, have dealt with people passing away, and when you can find those little gems, whether it's music or something even more tangible, like a piece of jewelry, whatever, that constantly reminds you of the person that is gone, that's always a good thing,
Yeah, well, it just speaks to the power of music, and I would say metal music specifically, and then obviously specifically Metallica. There's something really connecting and powerful about all that stuff. So it's cool to hear that from Blair.
Yeah, thank you, Blair.
Nicholas Kazoam writes, Gents, I discovered your podcast last week in an effort to binge on as much Metallica content prior to attending the show in Houston. Since then, I've cruised through almost every episode. I think my friends and I have had some of the exact same conversations y'all have on the podcast. It's very cool to hear two accomplished musicians nerd out over Metallica. It's clear you're both really big fans and genuinely enjoy talking about Metallica. Keep up the great work, and if you're ever in Houston, I'd love to have a cocktail or two and talk Metallica with y'all. Cheers.
Yeah, man. I actually wrote back to him today.
Oh, really?
Because I was just recently in Houston, so I mentioned where I was and what I was doing there and stuff, and so next time we're there, happy to have a cocktail or two.
It really is ramping up to the point where when we do travel to these major cities, we need to like let our Instagram and Twitter folks know so we can actually start meeting up with some of these folks.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, anyone going to be in Croatia next week? I'll be there. All right, this next one is from Susan. Hello, Clint and Ethan. In Dave's voice, go ahead, Clint.
Hello, Susan.
I'm an old school, in quotes, Metallica fan, and I have to say I was shocked with the Load album. When the Black album came out, I was thrown as well, but I realized fairly quickly it was a quality album, and I accepted it. With Load being so different, after I bought it and listened to it a few times, I just put it away and didn't listen to it for a long time. After a few years after Reload came out, I met someone who loved the Loads. I love out when people refer to that.
The Loads.
Yeah, I met some people who loved the Loads, and both albums were permanent staples in his vehicle. Yes, along with a lot of other people, I nicknamed the two album Loads, as in loads of crap. I realized after listening to the albums, there was a lot of decent music on them that had not given them a fair shake. I had an expectation of how Metallica should sound, and by being so judgmental, I denied myself access to some really good music. That's a good point, and I agree.
Yeah.
After throwing out that ridiculous expectation, I found a new respect for Metallica. They could jump subgenres in the bigger genre of rock/metal and continue to turn out good quality music. There are not a lot of bands that can do that successfully, and I admire that. She closes this with saying, yes, while it's true that Metallica has lost fans over the years by changing their sound, they've also gained many more than they lost. Keep on keeping on. Melody and Jay.
Yeah, this is our friend Melody from the forums.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes
Hey, Melody.
sense.
Hello, Melody.
Hello, Melody and Jay. It makes sense, though, that she would take that stance because she's kind of she's like original 4 Records thrash chick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's even cool that, like, what she's saying here, where even, like, once she sort of dropped the judgmental shit and just opened her mind to it, you know, she realizes there's some good sauce in there.
I mean, dude, we talked about this on the Load episode, and even previous to that. I mean, that was me. Like, I kind of wrote those records off, and then slowly kept hearing the singles, whether on the radio or watching them on MTV. And then slowly but surely, and especially when this podcast started, I was like, damn it, there is some really good stuff on there.
Yeah, and you know, better late than never. What the party's still
exactly.
The Load party's still happening. I'm still there. My 14-year-old self is just still at that party.
Oh yeah. We're in the Load pool, and the water is still warm.
Yeah, I've peed in it for 15 years, but.
Oh, nice. That's okay. The chlorine will get it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Melody. Good to hear from you always. Aaron Martell says, "Oh, this is the Wacky Jack from our pick contest." He says, "I am Wacky Jack 4, and yes, the Jack is wacky."
Yes, the Jack is wacky.
You don't say. I can kind of tell from that first sentence. Discover the podcast by using the search engine on my iPhone podcast app. I've listened to all the episodes by now, and I'm caught up. Great show, guys. You both seem like true fans of the band and the music, and you have an easy conversational style that I totally dig. He's doing a little Ethan totally there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. There hasn't been a clunker in any of the episodes, and this is one of the podcasts I most look forward to hearing you two each. So there it is. I want to thank you guys for doing the show, and you certainly have a loyal listener. Never get rid of Torben and Dave. They're hilarious. More beer and pizza for you if somehow you get swept up in a cyclone and dropped off in Western Massachusetts.
Thank you, Aaron Martell, so much. It means the world to me.
Is that the only way to get out there is via cyclone?
It must be. I've been in Massachusetts quite a bit. I don't remember going through a cyclone, but maybe I was asleep on the bus or something.
Yeah. Thanks for the message, Aaron. We got those picks. They're already, dude. I sent out a shitload of picks this week, maybe like 15 or 20 envelopes. So, Aaron, your picks are on the way, or actually, they'll probably be there by the time you hear this.
Yeah.
Ethan.
All right. The next email is from Sasha Brinkman. Hey guys, great episode. I remember buying Load at the age of 15 when it came out, and I know I was kind of bummed because I just got into their old stuff, and it was not what I expected. Anyway, I saw them the same year in October on the Load tour in Dortmund, and it was awesome. I'm glad that the record grew on me, and I totally agree with Ethan. The part where James gets higher on the House That Jack Built chorus is one of my favorite parts. Another highlight for me is the second verse of Hero of the Day. Record got a big spot in my heart, and it reminds me of my teenage years. Can't wait for the next episode. Greetings from Germany. Oh, Sasha. Okay, actually, you know what? I was just in Germany a few days ago, and we emailed back and forth. and we were this is the closest we've got to meet up with a fan of the podcast, and I was in Munich, I believe, and he was going to a show somewhere about 40 minutes away from me.
So it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. That's what I'm getting at.
You guys are on the like German Craigslist missed connections page now.
We were, yeah. But no,
Auf Wiedersehen.
I'm so sorry, I missed you, Sasha. I
Guten
think it would be
Tag.
so cool to hang out.
I think it would be toll to hang out. Das ist nicht toll. That's all I know how to say in German is that is not cool. Das ist nicht toll.
I have this thing that I think makes people laugh, that I always add Hausen or Insen to the end of anything, really, to make it sound German. So, for instance, right now we're recording Podcastensen.
And I'm at my house, Hausen.
My Hausen. Right now I'm in Hotel Hausen, recording Podcastensen and drinking vodkasen.
Your German is your Danish guy too. It's just all Torben.
I've warned people about this before. It's not a Danish accent. I'm just doing what I think is German, and it's kind of close to Torben. So,
yeah,
whatever. It's my Torben. You back off.
No, you win. You win. It's your world, and I can't have it.
That's right, man.
It's my world. It's my world. I listened to St. Anger at the gym yesterday. Did you know that?
Did you really? Like the whole thing?
I'm so obsessed with Metallica right now that I'm just so hungry for any of it, and because I don't really know the songs of St. Anger, that I'm like chomping at the bit for new Metallica. So I just keep dipping in. Or
does it?
No new revelations once again.
Or does it make you finish your workout faster?
It gets me through it. It just gets me through it.
Okay.
When I say workout, I mean we're not talking weights or anything. It's me running on an elliptical for an hour.
Bro, you lifting, bro?
What do you bench these days, man? What do you max out at?
Do you getting fucking yoked or what?
Yeah, man. Put on St. Anger, frantic tick-tock while I'm fucking lifting the goddamn weights. Well, I got to beef up so the next time a tow truck cannibal family tries to kidnap me, I can defend myself.
Dude, that's a good call. I'm proud of you.
Looks like you've been working out there. I'm not sure I'm going to put you in the hole in my basement. I don't reckon I could put him in the hole in my basement where his skin's too tight because his muscles are too big.
Man, those goddamn 24-inch pythons, man, tell you what.
I tell you what he's got 2 tickets to is the gun show.
For some reason, my brain went to 2 tickets to Paradise. Even
he got 2 tickets to Paradise. He pack your bags and we can leave tonight. Okay.
Oh, Pawpaw. You
Kevin
realize
Palmer
you developed a new. Wait, hang on. You realize we've talked about new characters developing naturally. I think you just developed Pawpaw.
Yeah, he's Pawpaw, the leader of the Backwoods family cannibal tow truck.
Yeah, I think we've talked about like the tow truck driver's dad being Pawpaw, but let's just call him Pawpaw because that sounds all right.
Well, it's just me, Pawpaw, just trying to wear some young man skin again. That's all.
Well, I think you should leave Clint alone.
I don't understand a damn word this foreigner's saying.
I'm from Denmark. It's different than America.
Well, I can't wear his skin. He's too old now. All right.
But I'm so wise.
Maybe I'll eat his brain. Oh my
man.
God. I'm losing my mind.
What's happening right now?
Okay, Kevin Palmu writes, hello again, fellas. Just finished listening to the Load episode. It was a good one. It's interesting how different your takes are on some of the songs. It made me think about many of them in a new way. That's a great compliment for that episode, by the way.
Oh,
I really
wow.
appreciate that. He says, I must disagree about the end of the Outlaw Torn, as I've always loved the outro jam, although to be fair, it's the S&M version that I first listened to and will listen to if I have the choice. We did get a little heat from that on the old forums about slagging the last 2 minutes of Outlaw Torn.
Hey, man, you know what? It's just personal preference.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, whatever. Kevin says, give Samim my best.
Well, Samim.
All right, well, there you go,
listening.
Samim. Get a little shout out from Kevin. Yeah, it was like Samim's one of the more popular characters on the show. He goes
I cannot
on to
wait
say,
for us to have him on the show.
Oh, it's going to happen. We'll just get him over here from Istanbul. He goes on to say, now this is the dude who was building the guitars. He says, the Iron Cross I'm building started from a kit. He says, I'm best described as an aspiring luthier, but hopefully learning quickly. Once my router skills are up to snuff, I could see about the custom snakebite or maybe some special Clinton Ethan signature models. Woo!
Ooh.
All right, deal.
Not opposed.
Definitely keep us updated on your progress, Kevin. We want to check that shit out for sure.
Yeah, and for any of you listening that aren't musicians and don't know what a luthier is, that essentially is someone that could build a guitar from like a piece of wood. You're not just ordering the body of the guitar and the neck of the guitar and putting it together. You're actually cutting all that out from wood. It's a very, very amazing talent that people have. I got a couple of friends in Nashville that are luthiers, and pretty mind-blowing stuff.
Yeah, it's no joke.
Our next email is from Chelsea Bowen, also a frequent fan of the show and friend of the show.
Yeah, what's up, Chelsea?
What's up, Chelsea? Prior to today's episode, the album cover flowed, and I had about a 20-year blissfully ignorant, easy years together. I never knew exactly what the art was on the cover, and I always just assumed it was some sort of strange fire, Indigo Girls reference. What's up?
Come to you with strange fire. I love that song.
If she didn't point that out, I wouldn't have known. I don't know any Indigo Girls song.
You don't know the song Strange Fire?
Maybe. I don't know. When I think of the Indigo Girls, I just think like Lilith Fair, and that's about it.
You probably know the song Closer to Fine. Dude, they've got some amazing songs. Kid Fear's one of my favorites. I know it's very unmetal of me, but fuck it. I love all music, and Indigo Girls are stellar songwriters.
Well, hey, make me a mixtape.
You want to go to Lilith Fair one year and just cry together during the
Is it still
Indigo
a thing?
Girls set? I don't think so.
I've not avoided Indigo Girls. I've just no one's ever told me like you should really listen to this until right now.
I'll make you a mix. I'll make you an Indigo Girls mix. God, we're losing fans by the hundreds.
I know. Someone just like threw their phone out on the highway, like fuck this podcast. Oh, she goes on to say, "Oh my God, I didn't think I'd ever be more wrong. Thank you? ? For setting me straight during the facts portion of the episode. P.S. After hearing today's episode, I was going to be about load. I spent more time listening to it over the past few days than ever before. The listens bumped me up to that 70 to 75% love range. Love range too, Ethan. Thanks and safe travels, you guys. Have fun in Detroit.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you, Chelsea. That's awesome. It's a similar story to me where I just kind of put it off to the side for so long and then spent a ton of time with it. If you guys didn't listen to the last episode or missed it, the Load album cover is Blood and Sperm.
Yeah, anytime we can illuminate the fact of an artwork piece called Blood and Semen 3 to anyone is a good day at Metal Up Your Podcast. It's because 3.
It still makes me laugh that it's 3.
It's 3. Thanks, Chelsea. It's always good to hear from our friend Chelsea. Sandy Clunas writes, hello, Clint Ethan, longtime listener, first-time mailer.
I'm glad she used that line.
Loving the show. It's the podcast I didn't know I needed. Your insight. This is like a good infomercial. The podcast you didn't know you needed. Your insight.
For $19.95.
for 17,000 easy payments of $19.95, you can listen to Metal Up Your Podcast every Monday.
Call now and get a personalized greeting from Torben.
Call now and get a battle jacket patch signed by Clint's butt. Your insight and opinion on Metallica has helped me discover and rediscover different songs and aspects of the band across their career and getting me even more excited to see them in October. For only my second time. Congrats, Sandy. You're going to have a blast.
Oh, yeah.
I was just 7 years old when Saint Anger came out, and if it led me to still listening to Metallica on a daily basis 14 years later, it can't be so bad, right? Well, if you ever need someone to not continually shit on the whole album, I'm your guy. It's still pretty bad, though. Anyway, if either of you are ever in Shetland or Edinburgh, I'll certainly buy you many beers. Keep up the good work. Cheers, Sandy.
Yeah.
Were you just over there? Weren't you just in Eden? Were you in Edinburgh recently?
No, I was not. But I touring with Kings of Leon. I'm in the UK quite a bit.
We know. We get it.
We get it, dude. You world traveler.
Romania. All right.
I'm in Romania. Did I mention that yet?
All right, our last email.
Sandy, thank you. Last email comes from Ian Carrotsman. Not Carrot. How would you pronounce that?
Kurtzman.
Carrot Man.
Carrot Man. Now our last email from Carrot Man.
Carrot Man. Ridding the
made from
world
real-
of sugar 1 carrot at a time.
Made from bits and pieces of real carrot.
They're good for your eyes, kids. Gosh, we have never been more off topic at reading emails. Okay, Ian says, "Hey fellas, I'm fairly new to the show and I'm catching up quickly. You guys have been really sorry, I'm switching pages here on my phone. Really influential listening to Metallica and soaking up everything the best way possible. I was happy to hear the great chemistry between Clint and Ethan, and there's a very real awesome welcome to the family vibe with you dudes. Oh, very cool. Though your influence is huge because I already hate Saint Anger, and it's funny because you asked me about that a month ago. I wouldn't even have known it as a Metallica fan. As a Metallica album. Sorry, the text on my screen is so small. I'm like messing this up. So he wouldn't have known it as a Metallica album. Thanks for helping me learn about this amazing band and their influence in music. It's been an incredible ride so far. I'm looking forward to much more with Metallica with this podcast. Hoping to get a patch on my battle vest in the near future. Hopefully I'll be at the same Metallica show with you dudes soon. And I can be added to your list of people who will buy you a beer and actually, hopefully, have something useful to contribute to the conversation with you guys. Patreon donation coming in on the next pay cycle. Keep up the great work.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. I mean,
Thanks, Ian.
we helped him learn about Metallica, not just the podcast.
I'm expecting a nice old fruit basket and personalized thank you card from one Mr. James Hetfield any day now.
Yeah, maybe the edible arrangement or something.
Yeah, maybe a back rub. I don't know. It's time for James to break his silence and reach out to Metal Up Your Podcast. It's gone on too long.
We know he's listening.
Here's the deal, Ian. If you want one of those battle patches, if you PayPal us $4, which the $4 is just to kind of cover what the patch cost and to get it shipped out, we'll send you that.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to do that, you can just, if you are familiar with PayPal, just type in an email address to send it to, and ours is metalupyourpodcastshow@gmail.com.
And we're working on, we've talked about this a little bit, but we're working on sort of a more integrated website where we'll be able to sell our merch. And we kind of have everything, like our Instagrams out there, our YouTube, all of our shows are on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah.
We're trying to work on a way to sort of like consolidate all of that to one singular metalupyourpodcast.com. So
yes,
if any of you actually out there are web developers or could help us with that, shoot us an email, but we're trying to figure that out hopefully soon. And go ahead.
Speaking of not telling, like you didn't tell me earlier that you got the koozies. No, I am slowly developing that website actually.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Unless there's a badass, kick-ass graphic designer that can do better than I can, which is probably the case. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it's gonna happen one of these days.
All right, cool. And that thus ends our email portion of the show. The emails are done.
Emails are done with plenty of tangents in there.
And now we're going to talk about some album covers. So we're going to kind of credit the artist. We're just going to go through in chronological order and kind of credit who did the artwork. And then Ethan and I are going to read our top 10. We ordered them in 1 to 10, which ones we like the most. So
yeah, totally. We figured going through these in chronological order just so you guys have an idea of who did the artwork for each record. Because that's often overlooked. You see the record, maybe you read the liner notes, and you kind of forget. The funny thing to me is, out of all the records, like the one that always stands out is Pusshead, just because he did so much Metallica merch and stuff like that. So, so when you read through them, you're like, who is this?
Right. This is for all the artists out there with no voice. We're here to shine a little spotlight on these motherfuckers.
That's right. All right, yeah. So starting with Kilomole, it was Sherry and Harold Risch designed that. Must be a married couple, I guess.
Or siblings.
Or siblings, you're correct. Yeah, could be siblings. And I actually, I texted this to Clint right before we started recording this episode. I felt like such a dumb, stupid Metallica fan. I was on like Wikipedia and like trying to find articles because it wasn't on Wikipedia who designed the album cover. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm just searching, and then finally, like, my dumb ass goes, oh, I should go to Metallica.com. Sure enough, I go there, and there's the info I need.
Well, I actually get that wasn't the first place you looked, because Metallica is an anomaly in the website department in that their information on their website is above and beyond most bands.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't have thought to go to a band's website to find that kind of info, but Metallica is unusual. You can actually find shit like that on their website.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, and then
I'm gonna
Red Lightning.
I'm gonna let you. Yeah, I'm gonna let you just do all these.
Yeah, I think that's probably easier, so we're not talking over each other and already on a bad phone connection.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, so Red Lightning was done by AD Artists, which was I'm assuming a design firm, ad agency back then. Master of Puppets was by Don Broudegam, and Justice for All was Stephen Gorman. The Black Album, they also went back to the Puppets guy, and it was Don Broudegam. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right.
Well, let's face it. Anyone could have done the Black Album is just a black cover. So,
well, there's the snake in there. And
there's a snake in the logo.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's all black.
Hey, man,
it's a black album.
I'm sure if we interviewed a graphic designer, he'd be like, "Whoa, guys, listen.
That took me like 18 months to make. Okay, do I use this black? Do I use that black? Is it black enough? Is it too black?"
Lars said black.
That's how he talks, by the way. I had to get
yeah.
several different toners for my black, and I didn't know if it was black enough or was it too black.
We're gonna get some hate mail from graphic designers after this episode.
Bring it.
All right. The Load album cover was a art piece by Andreas Serrano, and then Andy Airfix did the design for it. Reload was also Andreas Serrano, another piece of his art. And
which reminder, James did refer to this guy as a quote unquote sick motherfucker.
Exactly. Now, of course, the Reload cover is not nearly as graphic that I know of, but
Blood and Semen 15.
Blood and Semen 15, yeah. And then Andy Airfix also designed that, and then Saint Anger, of course, is Pusshead, which is it's an awesome album cover. Well, I'm curious to hear where it is in your list.
Yeah, me too.
You're excited to hear where it is in your list?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my list as I go. I'm just kidding.
Nice.
I'm just kidding. I revised my list like 4 times.
Oh, you did? Yeah, it was a little tough. Death Magnetic, it was. Then this is an interesting story that I read about. Death Magnetic was done by an ad agency called Turner Duckworth, which Lars actually bought.
Oh, it sounds like a British ad agency. Turner Duckworth.
Well, it sounds like what was the rich dude's name on Gilligan's Island?
I don't know.
Whatever, the guy that he kind of talked like this. Turner Duckworth.
Hello.
Yeah. You know what? Turner Duckworth is probably one of Torben's tennis buddies.
Oh, for sure. They play every Monday, for sure.
Torben, would you like to have a round of tennis? Of course, Turner. It brings the Duckworth family. Anyways, they're an ad agency, did a bunch of stuff with Coca-Cola and stuff. And a guy named Andy Grimshaw is the guy that designed it. I'm sorry, Andy Grimshaw, he actually designed a model of the Death Magnetic album cover and then photographed it, and then they went from there and designed it around that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I would love to see that model. I'm sure that guy has it, or maybe he gave it to Metallica. No idea.
I wonder how big it was.
And then find.
I wonder if it was I wonder if it was to scale or if it was.
Or to scale of an actual coffin, like 6 feet long.
Totally.
He's so badass.
Oh my God, Turner Duckworth.
Turner Duckworth is such a batch.
Hello, sir. Hello, sire.
And then finally, Hardwired Self-Destruct was also Turner Duckworth. I have a feeling things in the future will be done by Turner Duckworth now that Lars owns the company.
Well, hello. It's Turner Duckworth.
Turner Duckworth.
Well, we had to do something to make that interesting. That was maybe one of the most boring 5 minutes of the whole show, was reading all those artist names.
I think you're correct. But, hey, who knows? Maybe Turner Duckworth is listening right now.
That's true. We're not slagging you,
hey,
Turner.
Turner.
How do we want to do
this?
this?
Those are the people that did this.
Do we? Am I going to go first? We're going to do 10-1.
I say 10-1, and since I just did that exciting piece on the show, why don't you go first?
Well, I just want to say you weren't boring. It's just the information block was boring.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Are you there? Did I lose you?
I'm here. And there was a bit of a cut off there. So,
all right, cool. So, man, straight up number 10. So we're gonna go 10-1. And this is unlike the top 10 albums in that there was one album I just definitely did not like. I like all the artwork from Metallica. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
So this is a 10-1, but there's love for all of it. So for number 10, I did put Hardwired to Self-Destruct.
Okay.
I do like the glitch logo a lot. I like that. I like the concept, the sort of faces all mashed together. I like the colors. I don't like. I don't know. It just doesn't really. I don't like that they did the track listing and all the glitchy stuff. I don't think that's that cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a little too colorful for a fucking Metallica record.
It kind of is, yeah. I would say my main hang up with the cover is, I think where it says Hardwired to Self-Destruct, it just looks a little corny, like in the image of the guys.
I agree.
It just kind of bugs me a little bit. I wish there was something kind of in the center, Metallica logo on top, album title on the bottom, but
Yeah, or maybe if the background was black instead of white, it would have been a little cooler. I don't know. I do like the new glitch logo though. I think the glitch logo is fucking
yeah,
killer.
the glitch logo is really badass.
And I love how they integrated it into the show. Like they got the big M and A at the end of each stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
yeah.
Hardwired number 10, which I've got all my vinyl out. I'm kind of looking at the gatefolds here. Number 9. Oh, this is gonna bum you out. I went with Puppets.
Really?
I actually think the whole white cross thing is a little heavy-handed, and like the big red hands with marionette. I just, like
Maybe a little bit too literal.
and like the cross has a helmet, like a battle helmet on it, and then like a dog.
Man, disposable
chain.
heroes.
I know, I love it, but the record's more than disposable heroes. What can I say?
It's true. But yeah, mine ranks differently.
Okay. Let's see. Number 8, I have the Black Album because
Okay.
I think the coiled snake is one of the coolest symbols of Metallica in their entire history. But I get it. It's cool. It was cool that it was sort of like fuck you. But it's all black. You can't see anything, and for that reason, it's at a hard 8. And it's only not 10.
Hard 8.
It's only a not 10 because of that snake, man. And I've mentioned it before, but that snake's probably going to be my Metallica tattoo, coiled snake.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Number 7, Reload.
Okay.
It's not special or interesting. It's this fire that looks like a butt or a peach. And who knows, that Andres Serrano guy probably is his butt or something.
It probably is.
And I don't like that it's the same load logo and they just sort of scribbled re over it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will say I do love the gatefold and I love the picture on the back of Reload. It's got Kirk doing his like claw arm that he does at the shows. It features actually a really great intense picture of Jason Newsted that I love.
Oh, definitely.
7, Reload. Okay. 6, I went with Kilomole.
Okay.
I like the red and black. I think that looks good for Metallica. Great sort of first seminal record cover. I love the hammer and the blood. It's probably their most metal cover. Would you agree with that?
I agree.
Okay, you do.
I definitely would agree, yeah.
And what they originally wanted was they wanted the toilet with the sword or whatever coming out of it.
Yeah, with the dagger. The original album was going to be called Metal Up Your Ass.
Right. And I'm an artist, and I'm always usually on the side of bands when the man is wanting to compromise their vision with corporate bullshit. But in this case, I agree. They can't have their debut album called Metal Up Your Ass with a fucking sword coming out of a toilet.
Well, I mean, they still received a bunch of controversy and maybe not as much backlash as much as labels kind of going, whoa, with what we know is the now Kill 'Em All record cover.
Right. And then they kind of made those bootleg shirts, and then it kind of just became a cool underground thing. So the Metal Up Your Ass thing
awesome.
has its own kind of cool thread. Number 5, I went Saint Anger.
Okay.
I love that fist. It's the pus, kind of the classic pus head. It's the kind of cartoonish. I love the rope around the wrist. I actually have a big ass Saint Anger sticker on my computer, and when I posted a picture of me holding our stickers, several fans saw my computer in the background, and I think one guy even wrote, "Is that a Saint Anger sticker on your computer? This does not compute for me. Like, this does not make sense."
It's true.
And I'm hard on the record, but I do love the artwork. And they did kind of like a special edition one that was green. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I did.
God, I kind of want to get that one. Speaking of special editions that are green, my number 4 is my beloved Ride the Lightning.
Yep.
I love that it's
Oh, yeah.
It's an electric chair in the fucking sky. I love the blue. I love the back of it. I love the pictures of the dudes on the back. I would love to have that green copy.
Yeah, well, it's tough to find because it was an accident.
I think they only made 500 of them or something.
It's something like that. I've seen them on eBay before for an obscene amount of money, but it's pretty rad looking. I also love that this is the first time you see that bitchin' kind of more 3D Metallica logo.
Yes, that's true. Is this the first time you see that?
Yeah, well, it was on the cover of Kilomole.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kilomole is kind of like the original logo James drew. And then of course Master Puppet still did the 3D thing, and then it kind of evolved, and then they brought it back on the Black Album. But I love that 3D Metallica logo.
Yeah, I do too, and it is kind of cool in the it's kind of like this marble shit on puppets. Like it kind of looks like maybe one of those crosses.
Yeah.
You know what I do like about puppets is I like that in the background it's like the fucking apocalypse.
It's true.
It's the hands and the strings and the army helmet and the dog tag. It's just
it's a tough one. It's a tough one for me to criticize just because
you love that record so much.
I love that record, and it's just I've seen that imagery for so many years.
Well, and isn't the story, and forgive me if I'm wrong about this, but isn't the story that you saw the one video and then you went to the record store and you picked it out because of the cover?
Yep, it was because of the cover.
Yeah.
I just thought it was. Let's see. I was probably. I remember seeing them one video when I was in sixth grade, maybe. And so this was maybe a year later. My family moved from Long Beach, California, to Orange County, and I went to a music store and I went to the Metallica section, and I was like, oh my gosh, they have more records than what I thought they did. Mm-hmm. And I only had enough to buy one, so I was like, well, I've heard the song one. Clearly, there's no more songs on Injustice for All, so I might as well get another one. So that's when I picked up Master of Puppets, and in the big, long, old school CD boxes.
I can see how, as a kid, that record would be sort of magnetic because it is a kind of striking image. It does make you think.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, I also had to take my parents into consideration. What would they think of this album cover if they saw it in my bedroom?
Yeah.
I feel like if they saw the cover of Injustice for All with Lady Liberty all mangled and destroyed, they might think that. I don't know. I was trying to play it safe.
With a revealing one of her lady breasts.
One of her lady breasts. Yeah. Although I think nothing will top their reaction or my mom's reaction to finding my Appetite for Destruction cassette.
Oh, same. Well, first of all, you got the cross with the skull, so that's immediately fucked up. But the artwork in the middle of it, the rape robot thing.
Oh man,
woo! That was fucked up. That was tough. I remember my mom finding a Danzig
my mom
tape
ripped
of
it up
mine
in front of me.
Oh no shit, she did.
Oh yeah, they were about to leave me and my twin sister at home, home alone for the first time while they went out to dinner. I was probably I'd say that was about fifth grade, right? It was almost before we moved down to Orange County, but I was I had it in the cassette player ready to go. I was going to play Nintendo RC Pro-Am and listen to Appetite for Destruction, and I left the cassette the artwork out. Total
busted.
I'm a kid. I didn't realize what I did. Yeah, my dad's telling me the rules, okay, keep the door locked, blah blah blah. Here's the number of the restaurant because we didn't have cell phones back then. And my mom picks it up, looks at the cover, and then opens it up, and I was just like, oh shit. And she literally tore it into pieces in front of me and just stormed out of the room.
But did she confiscate the tape though?
No, because the actual jewel case was empty because it was in my cassette player.
But she didn't demand you to.
No.
Okay.
I think she was so livid about what she saw, she just had to walk away. And my dad was like, "We'll talk about this later." And of course, I went into the kitchen, got some Scotch tape, and taped that shit back together.
Look at you. Little Hardy Boy action over there. Boy Scout shit. It
was pretty handy back then.
Get a merit badge for that?
I did, yeah. I got the Mr. Brownstone merit badge.
It's just a bag of heroin.
Yep.
A little baggy. Okay,
all right, back to your list.
So number 3 is Death Magnetic. I know some people really don't like it, but I love that it's a coffin. It's like a magnet. I love the title Death Magnetic. It's my number 2 favorite title. My number 1 favorite title is Ride the Lightning. But I associate a lot of positive feelings about it because it was their return to form. It was when I knew that I had not lost my beloved Metallica forever to the ethos of ting, ting, ting snare drums. So for that reason, it is number 3. Now, number 2, you will surely back, is And Justice for All. You got Lady Justice holding a fucking sword. She's got a boob out. She's blindfolded. The scales are tipping because they're filled with money. The Metallica logo is green and it's etched into the stone, and she's got all these fucking ropes
cool. It's
on
real
her.
thin looking.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I love it,
bitchin', and I love the
and it's.
Well, I was gonna say the 4 pictures of them on the back. They're all looking like real pissed off. I love that look.
Oh yeah, they look so pissed.
I think Justice for me.
Lars has his sweet bangs.
Yeah, he's got his bangs, like kind of feathered Farrah Fawcett bangs.
Yeah.
He's got about 14 earrings in that left ear. Jason's looking like Jason's looking like he just heard the mix of it for the first time, and he knows there's no bass on it.
He did. Yeah, he definitely has that look on his face, like, okay, Ross Halfin, I'll take the photo.
I'd have to say that out of the entire 80s era, my favorite look of the boys was Justice era.
Me too. I would say Justice into the early, like maybe the first year of the Black Album. That like late 80s, early 90s, when they were wearing pretty much all black, it was so badass.
Yeah, I agree. My number 1 favorite Metallica album artwork is Blood and Semen 3. Dude, I got to go with Load because... And Chelsea highlighted this earlier. She said that she hasn't even known what it was for 20 years. Like, it's thought-provoking. It's strange.
Crazy.
I know a lot of people don't like the new Metallica logo from this era, but I actually really liked it at the time. I still really like it. I like that the picture's kind of offset. And, dude, in terms of the back, that photo of them sitting at the table, and this is a photo people hated, but I love it. They're like, the short hair. James isn't looking at the camera. He's got that kind of duck short haircut. They're all smoking cigars. You got the fucking ninja star back there. It's like, it's this really warm red and orange. I mean,
yeah, I know. I love that photo.
It's like The Godfather or something. Like that back photo is just so fucked up and
it
cool.
really is. Yeah, it's very like, I guess kind of gangster looking, or like, or they just got, let into like, a private area at some casino, and they're going to go, gamble millions of dollars.
Well, and like, they're rich now. Like they're into art, they're into fashion, they're into experimenting with their music. It's just this picture to me kind of captures all that. And I get it. For some people, it triggers negative connotations, but for me, it was like, this was my band, dude. And I love in the gatefold, there's this picture of James, and his hair's dyed black. It's like one of my favorite looks of James. He's wearing this leather jacket, and he's got the kind of Fu Manchu mustache vibe, and his hair's black and spiking up. He just looks fucking badass, dude.
Totally, man. I agree.
And
my load ranking is way different than yours.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so again, to just recap my list. Number 10, Hardwired. Number 9, Master of Puppets. Number 8, Black Album. 7, Reload. 6, Kilomole. 5, Saint Anger. 4, Ride the Lightning. 3, Death Magnetic. 2, And Justice for All. Number 1, Load.
All right, that's a good list, man. Mine differs quite a bit. However, I think we landed the same on two of the album covers.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, number 10. You're gonna hate this. Reload.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty low on mine.
I mean, to me, it's just, I guess I'm kind of reiterating what you said. I mean, the whole same Load logo, and they just kind of sketched in Re in front of it. I like. The only thing I really like about it is that the color scheme is a bit similar to Load, but I don't know. I kind of just found it a little bit boring. Even though I don't hate it, I think it's still a really cool piece. Blood and Semen 17 or whatever it was. But yeah, not my favorite.
Yeah, it's tough too because they had to tie it into Load because it's the sister record of Load. It was gonna be a double record, so I get what they were going for. It would have been cool if it was a little more
for
different,
sure,
a little more brazen.
All right, so number 9, I have Hardwired to Self-Destruct.
All right,
it's I think it's a cool album cover. Like I think we kind of land on the same points with this record cover. I don't like where the title of the record is kind of just in there with the photos of the guys. Also, I hate to bring it up, but I think it's kind of, I don't know. Somebody in the design department should have done some research and figured out that a band called Crowbar pretty much did the same album cover.
Right. Yeah, we talked
90s.
about that. We talked about that on the Hardwired episode.
We did. Yeah. Yeah. So, but whatever. I mean, they're Metallica. They're huge. They've kind of made it their own. And you mentioned that it's pretty colorful for a Metallica record. I like it, but I agree with you. But I also do like the colors, and I think they've incorporated that great, like throughout their website.
I agree.
T-shirt designs, things like that. But,
well, and how cool was it to see? Remember when they started Hardwired at the show and they kind of flashed the artwork on the screens? That was really cool.
I thought that was really cool, like the individual guys' photos. 'Cause
Yes.
They probably took a shitload of photos for that.
Yep.
And really, I think when you see the individual photos of each of the guys, that are basically a bunch of photos kind of layered together of each person. I think when you see Kirk's or James's, it's way creepier looking to me.
Yeah, I think so too. Hats off to Turner Duckworth.
Turner
For the concept.
Great job. Okay, my number 8. You will not like this. My number 8 is Load.
God damn it!
You're
right. I don't like
guess,
it. I don't like it.
I know you don't like it, but we can still be friends. We can still coexist and do this podcast.
All right.
Here's the thing. I really appreciate what Andreas was going for, and that the guy.
Are you telling me that you tacitly appreciate his semen?
I appreciate his semen and blood. No, what I do appreciate is this artist's willingness to do something fucked up, and here comes this metal band doing a very different record than what their fans know them for, and they're gonna use this guy's blood and semen artwork.
3.
I guess the artistic side of it. I mean, I agree with James. He's a pretty fucked up guy, but artistically, it's some sort of self-expression, and I don't know what his interpretation of his own work was with that, but I think it's a cool album cover. It's just not one of my favorites, and
I think
it's when you first.
Well, I think it's like what I said at the top too. Is you and I really like all 10 of these, but we have to rank them somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's coming from love. I'm with you.
Yeah, there's not one album cover that I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awful.
Yeah, I agree. I have the same deal. So that's kind of my version because my Puppets was at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then my number 7 is Death Magnetic.
Okay.
I wanted it to be higher. I do love the album cover. The only thing I don't really love about the album cover is kind of the chrome logo.
Yeah, you've mentioned that before.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was just kind of solid color, but whatever. I'm not a graphic designer, but I do. I mean, I dig the album cover. It's super cool, and it made for great imagery during the Death Magnetic tour, Worldwide Magnetic, and with the big coffins hanging from the trusses, and all the lights on them. It was so badass.
I haven't even thought about that. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite things from a stage set of Metallica's entire career. It's those coffins.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And if any of you guys listening went to that tour, it was so awesome to see. And then they're hanging from these motors basically with chains on them, and they can lower them down and angle them differently, and it was so fucking cool.
Oh, you know what? Someone in the emails this week, I forgot to put this in our email at the top. Someone was asking what the date of that show you went to in Australia. Do you remember the date of it? So they could look up the set list or something?
It was October. It was my birthday. It was October 16th. Was that 2010?
Okay.
I'm gonna have to re-look it up and just to confirm, but I'm pretty sure it was 2010.
And was it in an arena?
It was an arena. Yeah, they were playing in the round.
God damn it! And where were your seats?
I was next to Big Mick.
Oh, okay.
I was in front of Big Mick.
So where's Big
we
Mick
had
stationed in the
VIP
round
treatment
show?
because my band at the time was on tour with Paramore, and their tour manager was friends with some of the Metallica crew, and they kind of hooked it up and got us in.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was kind of where Big Mick was behind this barricade. So me and my friends had a ton of space to hang out, and we were just leaning on the barricade, just screaming our asses off.
Yeah. That's great, man.
Oh yeah, it was so fun. Okay, so number 5, this is where we match up. I put Saint Anger at number 5.
Right on.
That is probably the highest it will ever be on any list I make of Metallica.
I agree. Unless the list is albums that are not good.
Yeah. Or if we do a list like worst Metallica songs.
What did you do with the sticker that Paul gave you? Have you found a spot for it yet?
I haven't found a spot for you, only because when we recorded that episode, I was only home for 4 full days from tour, and
That's
I
right.
immediately left. So I haven't hardly been home in the last like 2 months.
We get it. You're
so-
in Romania.
We get it, man. Jeez. I like you said before. I mean, this is the first and only album cover that Pusshead did, and it's just so good. I wish that the quality of the artwork, was a reflection of the quality of the record. Unfortunately, it's not. But I mean, it really is a great logo that he created with the fist and stuff. And I feel like that's almost become iconic, even though the record kind of sucks. So
It absolutely is iconic. I want to get that fist on my battle jacket, but I don't want to have like the fucking conversation with everybody about it. So I didn't get it.
think about what a great tattoo that would be, but then think about that conversation.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can't.
Wait, you got a Saint Anger tattoo? No. It's a Pusshead original
Right.
design. But you're not going to live it down if you have that on a battle jacket or on your skin.
Well, it wouldn't be like intense, but it'd be like, oh, you're a Saint Anger guy, and you'd be like, no, actually, I'm not. I like the artwork. I think the record sucks.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Anyway, so number 4, I have Master of Puppets. I know you had it way down on your list, but I've already, when you mentioned yours, I already kind of talked about why I like it a lot.
Yep.
And again, it's really my top 4 is just is more the longevity thing, man. I've just these images of these album covers are ingrained in my head, and I just I love them so much. So number 4, Master of Puppets. Number 3, Kilomole.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great. I mean, their first album, it's become iconic. It's just the silhouette of the hammer and the blood, and I love it. And every time I look at it, it always reminds me of the footage. I think they showed it in the Behind the Music, where James is holding the vinyl over the crowd. He's like, "This is our new record, Kill 'Em All.
Yep,
we're gonna kill all you tonight."
Who wants this one?
Yeah, totally. Number 1 and 2 were tough. I went number 2 and Justice for All.
Okay, I did too.
Yeah, I mean, this was the other one we agreed on. I mean, I can't say much more.
Number 1,
talk about before,
number 1,
but...
Breathe and Look, Lulu.
Exactly. On the Justice for All, another thing that we didn't point out before, and I love the spray paint album title.
Oh, I do too. Yep.
It just kind of adds to the messed up
like
Lady Liberty,
like it's graffiti or something.
Yeah, like somebody tagged it real quick. I love it. Yeah, and it looks great. If you guys don't own the vinyl, it looks so good on vinyl.
Look at you using that street art logo tagged.
Yeah, man. Tagged, dude. Hey, I'm from Long Beach, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, fucking hell yeah, dude. Just surfing down at fucking Bolsa Chica, and then went and got some fucking breakfast burritos.
We're just gonna get some tacos down in Orange County, and it's gonna be let's go surfing later. So what's number 1?
Number 1 is your favorite record, Ride the Lightning.
Yes, tell me why.
Like I said before, I love that 3D Metallica logo so much. I remember like having like a Master of Puppets shirt when I was younger, and like when I first got one, and that logo to me, I mean, I think the classic logo, whether 3D or 2D, is so great, iconic. They really just struck gold when James designed that. And seeing that logo for the first time on this record, and it's just like you said, the blue color's great, fucking lightning hitting the electric chair. It's almost like it's in space or something. It's just so good.
I know, it's great.
There's just something very powerful about it. It's just like, and it's called Ride the Lightning.
Such a cool title. I know.
It's such a cool title. It sounds badass, sounds tough, it sounds metal,
Yeah, it does.
Like I think, like I was looking at all, I mean, I don't have, obviously, you have the luxury right now of looking at all your vinyl. I don't have that with me on the road, unfortunately, but I was just online, like with all the album covers pulled up, just like, and that's the one that just, every time I kept looking back and forth, I'm like, God, that one just looks so bitchin'.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. It's a great album cover.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think it's I think it's a good reflection of that album and like what the album is and the sounds it has and the good thrash songs on it, and I think it's just a great piece for the cover.
And we've talked before. I mean, this bears mentioning again. The difference in the how much the band grew from Kilomole to Ride the Lightning is kind of insane.
Very insane.
I mean,
not only just the production, but their songwriting.
The songwriting,
it's huge.
The lyrics. I mean, and everyone knows we love Kilomole, but
yeah.
Ride the Lightning just feels like, it almost feels like a different band. They grew so much.
It really does. But yeah. So just to recap, my top 10: number 10, Reload; number 9, Hardwired; number 8, Load; number 7, Death Magnetic; number 6, Black Album; number 5, Saint Anger; number 4, Master of Puppets; number 3, Kilomole; number 2, Injustice for All; and number 1, Ride the Lightning.
Solid sauce.
Solid sauce, man. I put that solid sauce all over my pizza.
Yeah, he just got some solid sauce and put it on there.
Let's put it on there, man. Tell you what.
You guys write in and let us know how you would rank these album covers. I'm curious. One thing that we've definitely learned from doing our lists is that a lot of people see a lot of this shit from many different angles. And
yes, totally.
A lot of it has to do with kind of what struck you when you were a kid, or like Ethan's point about sort of the longevity. I mean, it's really hard to fuck with those first 4 covers for sure.
Oh, yeah, it really is.
But write into us, metalupyourpodcast@gmail.com. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And what's kind of cool about this kind of top 10 list is there's not going to be any order that is going to like make me mad.
Right.
Because they're all good.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
But I don't think there's any. I mean, I think if somebody has Ride the Lightning or Injustice for All at like 9 and 10, that might be surprising. But I don't think.
Or if they have if Black Album's number 1 or Reload's number 1, that might be a little weird.
A little bit weird, but I could see the Black Album. You know, I mean, here's the thing. Like Black Album for me was at number 6, and you know, yeah, like you said, it's just basically black, and there's the snake in the corner, the Metallica logo on the left, but. It's so simple that I think that's a big reason why it became iconic.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just fun. It's just fun to talk about all that stuff.
Of course it is. Yeah,
it's all of our favorite band. We're just having fun.
Yeah, man, we're just hanging out, talking, just being buddies.
If you guys want to write into us, one of the things we get told a lot is that people feel like, you know, this is one of their only little outlets to kind of vibe and jam on Metallica. You guys shoot us an email. Even when we don't read them, we write back, and we try to really make time to connect with you dudes. So metalupyourpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to leave us the positive review. It really goes a long way. It's not just for our ego. It helps us get more visible on iTunes and all that shit. So hopefully one day James Hetfield will send us that fruit basket.
And edible arrangement.
Is there anything else? When are you coming home? I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this long distance thing, Ethan.
Dude, trust me, I hate recording remote episodes. I mean, there's some of the part of it that's kind of fun. Like I got my own hotel room, and I'm just kind of kicked back drinking some vodka. But it's so much. I mean, maybe the listeners can tell it's so much better when they're in the same room together.
I think so too. I agree.
But it'll happen again soon. I get home July 9th.
You get home right before we go to Detroit.
I know. My wife was like, wait, when are you going to that show? Right after you get home after 6 weeks of being gone?
And then it's like, hey, we just decided to follow Metallica over to Europe too. So we're going to go over there for a couple of months also.
I'm just going to, I also quit my job too. So, man, the only thing else I wanted to mention at the end of the show here is there is yet another Metallica podcast in the world, and it's by my good friend Ryan Downey, who Clint has not met yet. But when I was in the band Demon Hunter, he was our manager. He still is their manager, and he had mentioned him starting a Metallica podcast literally the day that I sent him a screenshot of our Instagram account I created before we even launched. And it was kind of like, what? We're both starting a Metallica podcast? This is crazy. Well, he's a busy guy. He started another podcast, and he finally launched his. So it's called Speak and Destroy. If you guys want to check it out, his first episode, he has M. Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold as a guest. So best of luck to Ryan with the podcast. The Metallica world is big enough for all of us. So kill it, man.
Yeah, we always say the more the merrier. And we want to give a shout out to our friend Tom Quai, who's doing Alpha Metallica. And a shout out to our friends over at Metallichat, too. Like, anyone who wants to devote time to creating content talking about Metallica, my hat tips to them, because it's actually not easy to do, and it's just more good pizza for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. We I mean, I think Clint and I both get excited when we see other things pop up new from Metallica. You know, whether it's a new podcast or fan site or something. You know. It's just cool. It's just, you know, it's like the way you guys write in and say that, you know, our podcast is kind of your way of hanging with your friends and talking Metallica. You know, it's the same way for us when we discover new things about the band and different content that fans are creating.
The only caveat I'll add is that if they do get more popular than us and people like them more than us, I will sick the cannibalistic tow truck family on them.
I agree.
Well, we've been dispatched over here on account to meddle up your podcast.
Well, we got to drive to California.
We got to drive to California, where all the hippies live who voted for Barack Obama.
It's all them liberal hippies, man. Tell you what.
All right. Well, it was fun hanging out with you guys again. Until next time.
Heck yeah.
Peace.
Adios.
If you were our advisor, what would you say? Then I would say delete that.